Hi guys, Bevan Collis here from Asia Physio and the Knee Gurus, and this week we wanted to talk about early stage rehabilitation for a post-operative knee. We'll work specifically on an anterior cruciate ligament reconstruction, but these goals are going to be very similar for no matter what operation you've had on your knee. So the first goal is to calm the knee down. Now, unfortunately, no matter what operation you've had on the knee, in the first few days post-operative, there's going to be a lot of pain. So we need to do everything we can to reduce pain. Secondly, we need to reduce inflammation and reduce swelling. So we'll talk about how to achieve those three goals of calming the knee down. Next goal, we wanted to work on waking the knee up, okay? So after the operation, the knee and the connection between the muscles around your knee and your brain is going to be really inhibited. Okay, so we need to get those muscles firing again. So we need to start getting the quadriceps fired up. We need to strengthen all the muscles in the lower limb, including your hamstring, glutes, and calves. And finally, we need to really start to push extension, which means getting the knee straight. That's really critical in early stage post-op rehabilitation. So let's get into how we can achieve those goals. Because our first goal after the operation is to calm the knee down. We want to reduce pain, reduce inflammation, and reduce swelling. And the best way to target all those three goals is through a comprehensive ice and compression regime. And the king of all the icing systems is the Game Ready ice and compression system. The Game Ready system is out of California. The technology was developed by NASA, where it pumps icy water and air into these wraps, and the wraps transfer the cold across to your skin and into the joint. Provides a little bit of compression to try and reduce the swelling. The ice will reduce the inflammation and also provide nice pain relief. So if you can find a clinic that uses the Game Ready, try and use that as regularly as you can, or take one home from the hospital and try and use it at home as often as you can. In Asia Physio, all our clinics have got the Game Ready icing system, so we're well set up to service you in the early stages, post-injury or post-operatively. Our next goal is to wake up the knee. After the operation, your quads muscles are really going to be deactivated and almost like they've gone to sleep. Okay, so we need to give the connection between your brain and those muscles every opportunity at starting to fire up again. Just getting the brain to press the button that works the quads is really important. One of the best ways to do this is through a simple quad setting exercise. So we get the patient lying on the bed with a little towel behind the back of the knee and just get them to flex the quadriceps as hard as they can. We need to do really high reps for this exercise, up to about 200 a day, squeezing it as strongly as you can for around 3 to 5 seconds. We really want to also focus on the vastus medialis oblique part of the quads, or the VMO, because that muscle gets really inhibited, and if it's not working well, it causes patella problems down the track. So make sure the VMO is contracting strongly and contracting quickly, and it's going to set you up for a much better rehabilitation. So our next goal post-op is to strengthen the knee. Now, a really good, simple way to start to get all the muscles in the knee firing again is the old straight leg raise. So what we want to do is activate the quads, fire up all the muscles in the lower limb, and then lift up, trying to keep that leg as straight as possible. Go up to there, about 70, 80 degrees, and come down, and try and clench all the muscles in the lower leg right away through every rep, and go down. Just do 3 or 4 or 5 with the muscles fired up the whole time. Down. Then go down, let the muscles have a little bit of a rest, just for a few seconds, then fire them up again and do another set of 5. We're concentrating on trying to keep that knee as straight as possible. It probably won't be possible to have a completely straight knee in your first week post-op, but we want to aim towards that as much as we can. As the leg's getting stronger, we can add one of the old cuff weights to the leg, just to add a little bit more resistance and make the exercise a little bit more challenging. Another simple exercise that's really good in this early stage post-op is the hip abduction. So it's like a straight leg raise, but just lying on the side. Once again, clenching all the muscles in the lower limb, firing up the quads, firing up the hamstring, firing up the calves. 4 or 5, trying to go up maybe just a little bit higher and down. Try and get the knee straight. Let's do 4 or 5 and go down and have a rest. It's actually quite hard to get the muscle firing through the whole contraction, so you really need to concentrate. Let's try one more set of 5. Think about the quads, think about your hamstrings, think about clenching them as strongly as you can and going up and down, keeping them as clenched as possible through the whole range of the movement. The other thing we want to focus on is rolling the toe down, so the toe's pointing down towards the floor. So we're rolling the hip inwards. That'll focus on the gluteal muscle a little bit more. We want to tilt that foot down and get on a little bit of what we call hip internal rotation to fire up the glutes. Next one we're going to work on is some hip extensions. So you just roll over after you've finished your hip abductions, and once again clenching the whole muscles and just lifting the leg as high as you can up behind your body. Try and keep it in a straight line and going up and down. Trying to fire up the glutes through the whole contraction, keeping them fired up. Another good variation is doing some hip extensions in all fours. So we'll lift the leg up, trying to get up, keep the pelvis square to the table and just going up. It's only a small movement, this one. You won't get as much range as your side-lying hip abductions or your supine hip extensions, straight leg raises. But this one, once again, will get the glutes firing, and you're also firing up your quads, hammies and calves and ankle muscles as well. Another exercise which is really good in this early stage is some kickbacks. You can do these a little bit faster, so we're starting to get those muscles to work in a little bit of a faster pace, like so. As you can see, we're working on those glutes and hamstrings that are really important when we get into walking and eventually running, to getting those muscles to fire up a little bit faster. So we're driving back from the hip with the foot into extension, doing about 10, 15 of those. Last one in this position is just doing some of the old dog peeing on the tree exercise. This is really specific for the glutes. We want to keep the knee in 90 degrees flexion as we have there, and have the hip in 90 degrees. So we've got 2 right angles there, and we're just abducting the hip or lifting the leg up, just like a dog peeing on a tree. And you're going to find after 10 of those, the glute muscle really starts to fatigue. If you do all those muscles, all those exercises, the glute muscles are going to get a really good workout out of those in the early stage post-op. Thanks for watching, guys. That's it for another week. We hope that gave you some ideas on how to care for your knee in those critical early stages post-operatively. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Check out our Instagram for the Knee Gurus and Asia_Physio. And for the latest information from the world's leading knee experts, check out the Knee Gurus podcast. That's all for this week. We'll see you next time.